Hey everyone, it's Razzy here with another breaking discussion video to get your mind moving. Today's video is going to focus on the importance of basics and foundation. We all know we should have it, but we don't always know exactly what it is, and we don't always know exactly why we should do it. We're just told to do it. So with that said, let's dive a little deeper. When I started out, I always heard people I looked up to stressing the importance of foundation. And foundation this, foundation that. A lot of people said it, but I feel like it was never really broken down in an effective way. People talked about top rock footwork freezes, people spoke in cliches. Without a good foundation, your building's gonna crumble. Now it's kind of clear what this means on the surface, but there's a lot more to it, and I feel like knowing the why is really important too. So let me try and break it down further to you. First, we need to address what foundation is. Foundation is the underlying principle to a concept. It's what you lay down first in order to build a house or a building. In breaking terms, it is the underlying movement upon which you build your entire style from. This is typically top rock footwork, freeze, power, but it also involves things like understanding music. And it's going to be a little different for everyone because we all learn from different sources. For me, I tried to learn a bit of everything, but I focused a lot more on footwork, top rock, and some freezes rather than power. So for me, my underlying foundation is centered around footwork. A lot of kids in Japan learn power first because it's easier to learn, and then they can learn top rock and footwork later. But for a lot of them, their underlying foundation is based around power. Now, having a strong foundation is important because it gives you something to build off of. You can't create something out of literally nothing. Everything comes from somewhere, so you need something to draw from, and this is your foundation. Everything will be some kind of variation from whatever your foundation is, and this is why it's so important what you have as your foundation. It's also kind of important to note that as you're learning, you're probably not actively choosing what your foundation is. It just kind of happens from the people you meet and who you learn from. Much like who you are as a person, a lot of your foundation, in my opinion, will be based on what you expose yourself to, and it won't even be completely apparent until much later what you're building off of. This is one of the reasons why I feel like at the beginning it's important to keep an open mind and learn from everywhere and everyone. It'll sort itself out over time. So foundation is the building blocks that you create from, but another important aspect, and one that's become very apparent over the last few years as I start to explore more free-form movement, is that whatever your foundation is will be the movement that you fall back onto when you get lost. What I mean by that is that any moment where you go off script, be that forgetting a set or any moment during freestyle dancing, these basic movements that you've trained or any of the variations that you've created will be that safety net that will catch you when you fall. The stronger your basics are, the better and freer you can explore in the moment. The less likely you'll be to get stuck on the fact that you fell or messed up, and just be able to transition smoothly out of it and move on. Strong basics allow you to not have to think about how to do the move. That's freeing your mind up to focus on other things. This is what allows you to stay in the moment and free. Again, your basics and foundation are the basis of what you build off of. People train these fundamentals to the point where they don't have to think about them. When you learn a language, you start by learning basic sentences, basic vocabulary, basic grammar, and from there you start experimenting. You start substituting new words, combining phrases, testing the rules, and the stronger your understanding of the basics, the better and more eloquently you can say what you want to say. It's the same with dance. Once you understand your basics so well that you don't have to think about it, then you can start to unconsciously substitute movements. You can start breaking patterns and rearranging them into new spots. Your mind becomes less focused on the what and can focus more on the when and how. Master your basics and start building. Keep expanding on what those basics are and give yourself more movement to draw from. The more you learn, the more you can draw from, and the more confident and comfortable you'll feel when you do get lost and fall off the path you know. Let me know what foundation means to you in the comments and why you feel it's important. Please like and share the video if you can, and if you really want to support, please consider visiting my Patreon page and making a donation. I don't make anything from YouTube, so if you have any disposable income and want to throw even $1 my way, it goes a long way and is greatly appreciated. Peace and love to you all, and see you next time.